Greetings, surfers of the interweb. I'm Parax11, review of the good, the bad, and the underrated, and Spike got his wings! Oh my gosh! Oh, Lawson didn't even have to do it. I'm so proud of little dragon boy. He's gone from Scrappy to Spike and now airborne. So this episode got a lot of attention. But with episodes that so heavily shake up the show's status quo, all of the other elements in their stories usually get pushed to the wayside. So many people still talk about Twilight's ascension in Magical Mystery Cure without recognising a heartbreaking conflict over altering her friend's destinies that was settled a little too quickly. Likewise, Crusaders of the Lost Mark is highly regarded for the Crusaders finally getting their cutie marks, but Diamond Tiara's redemption seems to have been forgotten. Though the show staff are also guilty of that. I suppose it's only natural for the most major thing in a story to stick in the mind, but what other merits does this particular one have? Well, let's see, as we take a look at Molt Down. This episode starts with Spike and Rarity going to find his old Phoenix Pee-wee so Rarity can make a dress out of his feathers. Way to start out a great Spike episode, by reminding me of the worst episode in the entire show. Then again, that did work for Gauntlet of Fire.
A few of their feathers will add just the right splash of colour to my latest Spike! What are you doing? Suspicious!
It turns out he has a stone scale, and ugh, that is totally as it. Spike gets more relatable by the season.
That does look uncomfortable. But even I get the odd blemish from time to time. It's nothing to be embarrassed by.
Yes, this episode deals with puberty, and I like how all the characters reassure Spike, and therefore any kids watching, that stuff like spots are natural, but you should also deal with them. In this case, by going to Zecora. Pee-wee greets Spike, but unfortunately pokes his scale.
Perhaps you should pay Zecora a visit sooner rather than later.
I don't want any pony else to see this. Besides, I'm sure it'll clear up after a good night's sleep.
If bloody goddamn freaking only. It turns out Spike slept till noon. Oh, he's definitely a teenager. And his stone scale has only got worse. Along with the ponies not overreacting, it's nice that the scales look disgusting, but not too gross to the point where they make me want to turn off the episode. Take note, Zeus Service.
I used to get terrible breakouts anytime I had a final exam with Celestia, who probably never had a blemish her whole life.
Some ponies have all the luck.
These things can be stress-related, and you did spend yesterday with Rarity.
What could possibly be stressful about that?
The writer's not putting that ship to rest so you can hook up with Ember. I'm finding that stressful. He possibly teleports the lecture to Celestia in a bout of indigestion and goes out in public. Why are you putting other ponies in danger?
This is all their fault, and they're going to burn for it. Burn!
Okay then.
My, what a fetching ensemble you put together!
So is the Ninja Turtle look in this season? Spike gets out of a modelling session with a spot-faced lie about taking tours.
I thought I was giving tours today. Guess not. Reading!
Oops. Also, tours around a school for tourists rather than interested parents while classes are still going on? I guess without the EEA they need to get funding somehow. Unfortunately, he starts scratching and his voice plays up.
I'm sorry, did you say fireworks show?
I said.
I hate Super Mario, it's sad!
After shouting in the library and torching his trench coat, what a waste. Smolder tracks him down to give him a talk about his molt.
It's all part of growing up dragon. Congrats!
Oh, sorry.
As I said in my school days review, that episode acted as a decent setup, which a lot of the later episodes capitalised on, especially with Smolder here managing to helpfully tell Spike in her own sarcastic way that all the stuff he's going through is natural for dragons, and different than his growth in Secret of My Access to clear up the potential continuity quibble. I wonder if Smorg was really just a toddler, but she also bluntly tells him about the molt effect, where other dragons kick the young ones out because of their smell.
I love my brother and all, but one whiff and I was all, see ya!
Are you sure that isn't just because your brother's one of the most insufferable creatures on the face of the pony world? Yeah, sorry, getting a season ahead of myself. Because Spike's still a massive ball of abandonment issues, he's worried Twilight will kick him out instead of buying him deodorant. But it's okay, he'll get a big bird attracted to him.
That mold stench is a magnet for predators. Tatzelworms, hydras, rocks.
Well, that's just great.
So Spike goes to Zecora, and as a quick side note, I love we're seeing more of her in the later seasons. I'm a fan of her sage knowledge and calm demeanour when dealing with issues as if she's seen it all before. You'd think that would make her more useful for the main characters. Not to mention her rhyming quirk manages to not be nearly as annoying as in some other cases. Also, her taking advantage of Spike's belching is hilarious. Rarity then comes along for a convenient case of Phoenix feather-induced deafness.
It turns out that I talk to myself while I sew, and without that conversation, I simply can't think!
It's a simple cure, and the directions are clear. Just 1 or 2 drops in each of your ears.
Maybe you should have written them out, or oh, never mind, she's an amazing lip reader, I guess.
Spike is having some scale issues!
You have no idea!
Sarcasm has flaws? Wow. Also, it's so nice of Zecora to preserve Spike's dignity, even though he may not have any. Though maybe he could have also used some kind of weapon.
I'm not hiding from ponies. I'm hiding from that!
The eagles are coming!
How come they're suddenly in a clearing? I thought Zecora's house was in the middle of the forest. Still a good moral to take care of any puberty issues, or they'll attract birds. Wait, no, they should drive the birds away. The rock takes Zecora, and Rarity conveniently comes back.
I can't read these instructions! Does this say 2 drops once a day or 1 drop twice a day?
Oh, she did write it down. I guess her hoof writing's not that great. I can relate. Big Bird catches Rarity and Spike, but belching saves the day. Is this a 90s comedy? As Twilight's there. Why?
I was headed to Zecora's to get some cream for your scales.
Aww, it's so nice to see their concern for Spike, even if it'd also benefit themselves due to less fire and smell.
This isn't the first time I've been in the clutches of a horrible giant creature, but it doesn't get any easier!
I understood that reference.
Spike is then suddenly turned into rock. Oh no, is there a cockatrice here too? Oh, quick, we need Pokemon tears and... Oh, never mind, he's dead.
What just happened?
Yes! Oh, it only took him 8 seasons, but Spike's finally received a mark of his maturity, and in keeping with being the #1 assistant, he instantly puts them to use to help his friends, after some customary slapstick. Gotta say, his fancy flying is putting Twilight in her early wing days to shame. No, you should have used Ice Beam or thrown a rock, that would have been effective on a flying type.
This is amazing! I didn't know if you'd ever get wings.
And even when ponies have diplomatic relations with the dragons, their knowledge of dragon biology is so poor. Spike tells Twilight of his fears of being abandoned for his smell, but since he didn't try to frame her owl, he's safe. She reassures him that even though he's growing up, family is family, and as long as you change for good and stay true to yourself, they'll still love you. So stop bottling up your issues and talk to people, you moody teenagers. Oh man, I'm only 20 and I'm talking like an old man. Anyway, I can molt in reverse. I think my great-great-aunt twice removed was a dragon. The episode ends with Rarity finding a new use for both Spike's wings and his crush. Some things never change, even though they should. So that was Molt Down, and I hold this episode in similar regard to Royal Problem. It feels long overdue, but well worth the wait. In contrast to Magical Mystery Cure and Crusaders of the Lost Mark's rushed establishment of Twilight's and the Crusaders' developments, dedicating the whole episode to Spike's growth, especially in such a realistic way, was very refreshing. Since puberty is an issue every kid in the audience will have to go through, or might be going through right now, it's nice of the show to assure them that it's natural and necessary for them to grow into their best self, and not to be scared of their bodies, as well as the fact that how their loved ones feel about them won't change. In this way, it was nice for the 2 ponies most in the focus to be Spike's mother/big sister figure, and his crush, who takes Spike's molt in stride and help him to overcome his issues. As well as some pony who's very knowledgeable about it, or some zebra. But of course, Spike gaining his wings felt fully deserved. Not just because of how he's matured over the show, but all the hardship he went through this episode, even if it was mostly funny. This was a hugely satisfying story, only helping to rise our favourite #1 assistant to greater heights. I'm Patrex11, thank you for watching.